Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, I think it's super interesting and educational when a Democrat goes outside a Republican event and asks the Republican about the person that they support. And I think it's just as interesting to watch a Republican go outside a Democrat event and ask them about the person that they support. And it's interesting to me how many people who are supporting a political parasite, I call them, are ignorant about the policies and the personality that they claim to support. Here's a Democrat questioning Team Maga.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
Look, he said it.
Okay, so what does it say there?
Trump, no more bullshit.
But what does it actually say there?
Well, you just have to use a blue Sharpie.
It says
Okay,
soul.
But it means bullshit.
Yes.
But it says
Soul.
soul.
And they prove it.
When I saw Trump, I mean, come on, the guy's a genius.
Yeah.
You know, media goes around telling us that he's stupid.
Right.
He's an idiot.
Right.
The guy's a genius. I mean, look what he did with his, his construction companies and stuff. You know.
Well, he did go bankrupt a couple times.
He did.
He's a genius? Really?
The Mueller report.
Now, to be fair, there is cognitive dissonance and cult of personality leanings going on both sides of the political spectrum, and that's why I don't play that game. It's ridiculous to see how many people would just blindly support another person and they have no idea. They prove by their actions they have no idea what's going on.
I really like her.
Great representation. I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president.
Pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
I don't know what her policies are.
So she basically lied to the interviewer, and she's lying to herself. And she's claiming to have a good reason to support this person, because obviously you wouldn't have a bad reason and then continue to support somebody. But you've got some serious cognitive dissonance and even Stockholm syndrome going on with a lot of these people, if not all of them.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that you're super proud of? Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them. I can't.
All right, let's go back to Team MAGA right here.
I wish covered the oranges, how it started.
In the failing New York Times by an anonymous, gutless coward.
They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children.
Jim Apple.
Mike Pounds.
I know words. I have the best words.
Yosemite, Nambia.
Thailand.
You got to admit, it is nonstop comedic value. The entertainment is through the roof, coming from both parties.
I'm a very stable genius.
A genius in their minds, we suppose.
I don't care if he is in a jail cell.
And what's funny about this comes from TYT Sports. So the Young Turks do not poke fun at the people that they support. They'll never poke fun at Bernie Sanders. They'll never poke fun like they do on Trump with Tulsi Gabbard. And it's the same thing with Team MAGA. They wouldn't dare say anything comedic or poke fun at Donald Trump or mock him in any way.
I am one of those people that will vote for him no matter what. Because
How do you feel about the concept of law and order in general?
I agree.
That's a scary individual right there. I will vote for this person no matter what. I want this person to be my ruler. It doesn't matter what he does. And I want him to be your ruler.
With law and order, I am 100%.
Except when it comes to this guy, of course.
There are guilty verdicts from our producer inside. We're hearing guilty on 1 through 5. 1 through 12, we have now 13, 14 guilty. 15 guilty. We're up to 18 counts, 19 guilty. Remember, we have 34 here, 20 guilty. We are now 24 counts in, all guilty from inside. This is what we are hearing from our producers. Up to 26 guilty.
Count 27, guilty. Another felony charge. Falsifying business records in the first degree. Count 28, guilty.
And the one thing that makes all these guilty counts bogus is that presidents do far worse than he was considered guilty for. How about war crimes? Name one president in recent history, and you can go back, feel free to go back 30 or 40 years, that hasn't committed war crimes against people in foreign lands and against the American people. I mean, do you remember what FDR did? How many, it was 120, 130,000 Japanese Americans that he held in internment / concentration camps. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Another felony charge, false fire.
Shouldn't FDR have gone to jail for that? Do you consider the felony counts that Trump fell under as worse than what FDR did? What about the wars that Bush was involved in? What about the nonsense that Clinton was involved in? Don't you believe any of those guys were guilty for that? Don't you consider what they did a little bit worse than what Trump did?
Falsifying business records in the first degree, count 29. Guilty. Felony charge. Falsifying business records in the first degree, count 30. Guilty. Felony charge. Falsifying business records, count 31. Guilty. Falsifying business records in the first degree, count 32. Guilty. Falsifying business records in the first degree. Only 2 counts left. Count 33. Former President Donald Trump found guilty. Falsifying business records. Count 34.
Let's see. Falsifying business records or blowing tens of thousands, if not millions of people apart with Raytheon missiles and bombs. Let's see. Which one is worse?
Guilty.
We need to abolish abortion, no exceptions.
So this says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And that's from the Bible?
Yeah, from Jeremiah 1. Right. So God knows these babies in the womb. He has a purpose and a destiny for each child. They shouldn't be killed.
Didn't he kill all the firstborn sons in Egypt?
I think I'm done.
And that right there, let me just go back 5 seconds.
The firstborn sons in Egypt?
And that right there is the face of cognitive dissonance.
I think I'm done.
The goons of the former president believe he fights for them, when realistically he sees a business opportunity.
I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept.
Hey, TYT Sports, name one politician your statement doesn't apply to.
Of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice.
But I'm pro-life. You're pro-life, but you do think that there should be exceptions for rape and incest.
Yes, and life, the health of the mother, the death.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form. We got it back to the states. We did the Roe v. Wade thing, which they've been trying to get it done for 50 years. I got it done.
His record shows he is an opportunist and willing to take advantage.
That applies to every single political psychopathic parasite called a politician. They are all opportunists. They all want the ring of power. They want the prestige. They want to profit from their positions, and they want to take advantage of the American people under the guise of protecting and serving them with legislation.
Of anybody and everything.
According to the Daily Beast, Trump endorsed Georgia Republican Senate nominee Herschel Walker, allegedly got a woman pregnant in 2009, not like ancient history, 2009, and then he paid for her to have an abortion. The Daily Beast has the woman's receipt for the procedure and the check Walker sent her days later. They even have a photo of the get well card Walker apparently sent the woman after the abortion. Card reading, quote, rest, relax, recover. A signature saying, pray you are feeling better, with what looks like Walker's signature age.
It's right in their faces. It's so clear, and yet they will not stop trying to come after women's reproductive rights.
But it's all in everybody's faces on both sides of the political spectrum. This is what I can't stand about politics. This is why I started this channel. This is why I called it the disturbing illusion, because one side wants you to believe that the other side is really, really, really bad. And guess what? They are. But then this side wants you to believe that that side is really, 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 really bad. And they are. But each side in their own camp wants you to believe that their guy is good. Their guy is going to help Americans. They're there for the benefit of all Americans. It's just such a lie. It's such an open lie. And it's amazing that anybody continues to fall for it.
Not really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
I really like her. Great representation. I feel like definitely.
Do you think that?
And here's another example that I touched on the other day. This is Theo Vaughn talking to Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders actually admitting, hey, we don't have a democratic process. I mean, we do and we don't, which equals we don't. It's all rigged. According to Bernie Sanders, it's all fixed. And the elites with all the money, they're the ones who wield the power and control the positions and the policies of the politicians.
That our election process is still democratic?
Yes and no. You want to run for office, can you? Yeah, you can. You got a certain number of signatures. But if you're going to win, and I have 10 times more money than you do, I will beat you 95% of the times. Wow. I use the term oligarchy. An oligarchy is a society where small numbers of very wealthy people control the economic and political life of the country.
So the economic and political life in America, according to Bernie Sanders, present day, is controlled by an oligarchy. Not the politicians, it's the politicians that the oligarchy wants put in place. The deep pocket oligarchy, the elites who are actually controlling all of the political pieces on the world chessboard.
I think we are moving rapidly in that direction.
To me, it feels like a almost privatized communism in a way.
Right. That's a very good point.
Do you think that our election...
That is quite the admission. Here's some more Democrats. Actually, we'll get back to that in a second. We'll go to the Republicans who don't know what the hell is going on.
Even if they're so-called champions of the cause, dabble in it as well.
I stayed silent as the atrocities committed against my mom were downplayed. I stayed silent when it came out that my father, Herschel Walker, had all these random kids across the country, none of whom he raised. And you know my favorite issue to talk about is father absence. Surprise, because it affected me. That's why I talk about it all the time, because it affected me. Family values, people. He has 4 kids, 4 different women, wasn't in the house raising one of them. He was out having sex with other women. Do you care about family values? I was silent lie after lie after lie.
I mean, that is an exposure of the hypocrisy of Herschel Walker and people who supported Herschel Walker. It's all a lie. It's all lip service. Oh, yeah, we believe in family values. Live this completely different life on the side.
The abortion card drops yesterday. It's literally his handwriting in the card. They say they have receipts, whatever. He gets on Twitter. He lies about it. Okay, I'm done. Done. Everything has been a lie.
You think abortion is murder?
Oh, absolutely.
If Herschel Walker paid for an abortion and you think abortion is murder, does that not make him a murderer?
It's according to what you want to call murder. I mean, if you see somebody breaking in your house and you kill them, is that murder? You know, if you accidentally run with somebody,
is abortion murder?
Well, if you do that a premeditated taking of life, I think that is murder. Premeditated taking of innocent life is murder.
So that, by your definition, if the allegations are true, he was a murderer, but that's okay with you because he repented.
Well, what is sin is sin. I mean, some sins are more long lasting.
Jason Selvig smiles, says it all here.
And no gun-free zones.
Okay, so more guns.
Yep. Can't fight fire with water. You got to fight fire with fire.
You can't fight fire with water?
Yeah. Depends on what's in the fire.
They specifically do fight fire with water.
Yeah.
What is it with these guys and water anyways?
This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once. Sinks, right? Showers. And what goes with a sink and a shower? 10 times, right? 10 times. Wow, you want to wash your hands, you turn on the sink, the water comes up, you have a shower.
I want to get back to some more of these interviews.
Favorite policy of Kamala's?
That's a hard one.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
They're at the DNC. These people bought a plane ticket probably, traveled to the DNC, got lodging, made reservations, went to the DNC to support Harris, and they can't name one policy that they're there to support. That means they have to just be supporting the personality. That means that if you're just supporting the personality who's going to be pushing the buttons and pulling the levers and creating laws, making the rest of us less free, that means what you got here is a cult of personality. You've got the DNC saying MAGA is a cult, and it is. You've got MAGA and the Republicans saying the DNC and the people who support Kamala Harris are cult members, and they are, and it's true. But there's so much hypocrisy going on here, it makes you sick, especially when you know exactly what's going on, and that both teams, Team Red and Team Blue, Team Elephant, Team Donkey, conservative and liberal, are controlled by the same team owners, as testified by Bernie Sanders himself.
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
I'm really excited for her to restore reproductive rights across America. How do you think she'll go about doing that? I don't know.
What a fun question. I don't know. I'm picking in.
I want her to do it, but I have no idea how it could possibly be done.
Choosing, I mean, I really like most of them.
And then you've got this guy. Talk about being so easily swayed by a political propaganda piece. Listen to this. This is Brandon Tatum, the officer Brandon Tatum, who's got like 3 million subscribers.
Yo is a rock star. I literally almost teared a little bit. And Nick was watching me, so that's why I did.
At real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Never got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
A new world order. These allegations are false. Weapons of mass destruction. The USA Patriot Act. The blueprint for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected
President of the United States.
People are watching these results come in.
Look, you got that undertone music. You got the right chords playing. You got the emotion. Oh, it's making your skin crawl. Brandon Tatum's getting all sucked up into this because he is one of those cult members. He is actually a conservative commentator who should know better, and he's peddling the same kind of propaganda on the other side of the fence as the Democrats are shoveling on theirs.
Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States.
Whoever made...
And that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to deceive the masses. And guess what, Brandon Tatum? It's easier to deceive the masses, and you're part of the masses, than to convince them that they've been deceived. You will never be able to convince Brandon Tatum, no matter what, that Donald Trump is not on his side. It's not on anybody's side. Harris is not on anybody's side, except for Isra H-E double hockey sticks. Who owns Donald Trump? Who owns Joe Biden? Who owns J.D. Vance? Who owns Kamala Harris? They themselves call themselves Zios. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, remember, in times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. I'll see you in the next video.